Constitution, the fundamental body of principles that a state acknowledges it wants to be governed by. Let's talk about it. All right, Constitution. So there's a maxim in law that says he who fails to claim his rights has none, and there's a reason for that. The U.S. Constitution does not apply to everybody. Everybody walks around and thinks they have constitutional rights. This is not accurate. You and me did not sign that contract. We are not a party to it. However, people that swear an oath to it are, like the president, sheriffs, cops, judges, people like that. They swear an oath to uphold the Constitution, so they are bound by it, and you can invoke it if you are at peace. If you are a belligerent in combat, you cannot invoke the Constitution that they are bound by. Now, everybody doesn't know this, but the Constitution is actually a debt instrument. That's what Article 6 was all about. If you watch my other video on national versus citizen, you'll have a great understanding. There was two classes of people when the United States was founded. In 1783, in the Paris Peace Treaty, the king acknowledged independence of the people that wanted independence from him, and he told them that they had to keep collecting taxes and monies due from the charters of the colonies to the inhabitants of the United States. And that is basically where the tax system came from. The people, we the people, are the ones that started the Constitution, and Article 6 is the debt transfer. If you look up what a constitutor is, it is one who passes debt on to another. So the peace treaty was signed in 1783 from the king when he acknowledged the independence. And about 4 years later, that is when the Constitution was ratified and created, when they passed the debt on to the inhabitants that still wanted to owe allegiance to the king. This is why none of them can break their oath. If they break the Constitution, they are breaking their oath, and you can call them on that. We are the sovereigns, the ultimate. We are not bound by that contract. However, as a sovereign, we can invoke it, but those rights are not offered to any enemy who's in combat during times of war. That's just how it works. You have to be at peace and loving all the time to all the servants that have sworn oath to uphold the Constitution. Now, if you are paying taxes, that means that you are an inhabitant of the United States of America. The free and independent, we the people, do not have to pay taxes. But you need to understand what you're doing if you're even going to go down that rabbit hole. All the free and sovereign republican states that trade in gold and silver came together and created a pact called the United States of America to govern commerce between each nation state. Each state is classified as a nation, and they basically created this pact to govern international commerce. So if you go into court and you're under the judge's jurisdiction and you're in a combative enemy state, you do not have constitutional rights. This makes me laugh. You can't be in there making statements. You have to be a sovereign, and then you can invoke it, and they have to be bound by it, but you must know what you're doing.